Why the badge matters. In today's hotbed era of divisive rhetoric and media-driven narrative, law enforcement and first responders are often the object of unfair and even slanderous messaging. The facet of our society that is expected to protect and serve, yet they are often the object of blame and scorn. Law enforcement needs a unique and empowering message, and they need this message from a unique and powerful messenger. Michael De Leon is that messenger. Addicted to drugs at the age of 11, his life consumed by the kind of trauma that every law enforcement officer encounters on the job. Child abuse, childhood sexual abuse, adolescent drug use, and eventually drug addiction and crime. A life of addiction that resulted in 12 years of prison. And it was in prison where Michael De Leon found his purpose. Too often we hear about the revolving door of prison. Men and women addicted to drugs, continuing the cycle of addiction and jail and prison. Often we hear people talk about the failed so-called war on drugs and how prison doesn't work. Handcuffs don't work. We often hear the talking point, hey, we can't arrest our way out of this problem. Well, many addicts and prisoners blame the correction system. They blame the criminal justice system. Man, they blame the cops. Law enforcement, they get jaded. First responders get jaded, saving overdose victims with Narcan, only to return to the same house or the same homeless camp to Narcan the same overdose victim again. Cops arrest an addict for some drug-related crime, only to see the same addict released to commit another crime, where they get arrested again. It could become a circus. To some, it's a nightmare. To some, the system is broken. But we must focus on solutions. Why the Badge Matters is a powerful keynote presentation delivered with conviction by a transformed person with passion and purpose. Michael's mission is to impact every first responder and every law enforcement officer with not only a speech or a presentation, but inspiration. He wants every cop, every first responder to leave his session changed. He wants them coming home every day understanding that they truly do make a difference. He wants them waking up every morning less jaded. This audience doesn't often hear this message from this kind of messenger.
This is the third time I've seen Michael De Leon. Great speaker, very knowledgeable, and he's making a difference, and I highly recommend it.
I think hearing a true life story about how this can happen to anybody, or how it happened to somebody in specifically, and how we can prevent it from happening in the future, that's golden.
What was most beneficial to me was the street smart aspect of his presentation. Even though he come up with a lot of statistics and things like that that really matter, but the street smarts is just bar none compared to, you just can't compare to anything.
His information is invaluable. We look forward to using it, contacting him again, and we loved it so much, he's gonna come back again. We're gonna figure out a way for that to happen.
One LT from Arizona stated, "This was the best presentation I've witnessed in my career." A sergeant from Michigan stated, "Every cop in America needs to hear this message." A captain from Florida, literally a month from retirement, stated, "If I had sat through this presentation earlier in my career, it would have literally changed my career." A prison administrator from Idaho stated, "This message will change the approach of any corrections professional and how they approach their job. It's that impactful." An EMT in Tennessee stated, "This was the best presentation I've ever seen." A parole officer in Louisiana stated, "I am absolutely going to change how I deal with my clientele." For this audience, EMTs, probation and parole, corrections, and cops, there's no more important message delivered by the most important messenger. The badge matters.